Now we have to dive in a little bit deeper and understand a few more indicators, which are the most used ones, or like I said, the recipe can have some materials that are used by every chef. As we've understood a lot about trading charts and trying to understand what material value that you can derive out of them, especially like moving averages, or trying to understand the data representation just by the look at candlesticks and what kind of patterns that they're forming, we are much more versed with understanding how we can use TA in our lives to make it better, when we trade next, when we trade and take calls. Now we have to dive in a little bit deeper and understand a few more indicators, which are the most used ones, or like I said, the recipe can have some materials that are used by every chef. These indicators that I talk about in this one are much like them. And as you know, that indicators are mostly like just math calculation based on prices or volumes or even open interest or factors like that, which are specifically put as an overlay onto the charts for for helping you to understand them better and drawing more conclusions out of it. So what I wanted to say is that there is no drawing as such which can just state what the trend lines are, but instead lines are just nothing but graphs that are plotted above the original chart so that it can give you a representation. Even when we drew that line to understand the trend, we were just plotting it on top of the graph. There was no line which has already been there. It was just your kind of representation or analysis that brought that line there, the trend line you made yourself. So let's just look into the CoinDCX terminal and understand what these different indicators can help you in your trading style and your trading methodology. This is again a BTC USDT chart that is in front of me, and we can see that the indicator section is on the top. So once we go and select, we can find most of the indicators that are available there. Like I said, there are so many of them, but they're all customized. You can basically specify what kind of customizations that you want to put in them, and that could be basically more to do so with length, as per your own requirement. The two most popular ones that I want to talk about in this specific section are RSI and MACD. So RSI is nothing but a relative strength index momentum indicator to identify whether a cryptocurrency is overbought or oversold. So the ideas that could pinpoint whether the specific asset that you're trying to look at, maybe Bitcoin in this case, is overbought or oversold, and it ranges between an index from 0 to 100 as it's an index. And the RSI, which is greater than 70, usually is considered to be overbought, and RSIs that are lesser than 30 are considered to be oversold. So let's try to plot RSI on this. I'm just writing an RSI. There are various different RSI indicators here, but let's just choose the relative strength index. So as soon as I selected the RSI, I can see that there is a chart, which is my normal chart, BTC USDT chart, and below that is where we can see the RSI indicators. You can use this toggle navigation to bring this on top or to bring this in bottom, and also to expand its view just to see what kind of percentage it's really at. And as you can see, there is already a red line on the 70%, and there's a green line on 30%, just indicating how you can easily determine. So for example, let us just see through the last ones. All right, the last time that it actually touched towards the over sold region, which means it came back down to around 25%, as it shows me 25%. The market was already considering itself to be oversold. So as soon as it really touched that and it kind of started going up, if you would have taken a position, for example, let me just make a brush. If you take an example of here, then you would have still been on an uptrend. Now let's try to find other places where it was supposedly told to be overbought, and did it sell post that? So this is one. That's one region that it's showing. That's another region that it's showing, and this is also a small region that it's showing. So as you can see that usually it's working out fine, but I'm not going to say that this should be the only indicator used by you to understand or gauge whether this trade should be taken or whether it shouldn't be taken, or should you be buying it because it's oversold, or should you be selling it because it's overbought. Although again, these indicators strengthen your own trading systems, they strengthen your own conviction of getting into a trade. When you're analyzing these charts and these patterns, that's what you're trying to do. So don't feel a rush on every time it hits 70% that you need to sell now, and every time it hits 30% you need to buy. It is just a relative index that you can fall back to in case of strengthening your own decision making while taking a trade. Also, it shows that buyers have a lot of conviction in the upward movement when it's at 30% mark, when it shows like it's it's increasing in steeply in one direction. It shows that there is conviction in the market. So for example, this region, when it almost hit like 30, so it was around 31%, this is where it was, and straight away it started moving in an upward trend. The RSI started moving in an upward trend. It basically meant that the buyers who are buying at these levels have a lot of conviction. It's going upward. So the RSI fulfills multiple roles, and it also helps you understand whether the cryptocurrency overbought or oversold, whether it is overbought and oversold, and it also helps you to understand the strength and momentum behind that trend that it's following. So I think it's one of the great indicators. It's been used by a lot of people in the market. I'm sure you will sometime use it. I'm just going to remove all the things that I drew on the chart. Let me just remove the RSI indicator as well, and let's move forward. So last thing before I move from RSI is that the default length, if you again select the RSI, the default length is around is taken to be at around 14, I guess, and you can you can change it to 20 or whatever, depending upon how you want to kind of look at it. It totally depends on what your style is. So this 14 or 20 is nothing but just the duration or the time span. And let's just quickly look into what an MACD looks like and how you can use MACD in your trading moves. So let's quickly move to the next most important indicators that even I use in my personal day trading all the time. It's called moving averages, convergence, divergence, or in simple words, MACD. This is a trend following indicator providing signals for entry and exit. You might wonder, how is this calculated? So, as we observed exponential moving averages in our previous segments, this is just a difference between the two exponential moving averages, or the two EMAs. Which ones? So let's say if we calculate the 12 period exponential moving average and then subtract it from a 26 period exponential moving average, the resulting line is plotted on the chart, of which you can say is a 9 period, I would rather say, EMA. And that is calculated when we say MACD. This sounds a bit complex, but it's actually not. Let's just try to plot the MACD indicator on the chart on the CoinDCX platform. So here, as you can see, I'm trying to plot the MACD chart. I've selected the MACD chart. Oh, it's got selected twice. Let me just close one. And here you go on the bottom where the RSI was previously. Now we can see there is MACD indicator. Although you can use RSI again, it will just show you it above it or below it, and you can remove it at your will whenever you want. So the MACD, let's focus on that. The MACD indicator is basically also an indicator of the trend and also the strength that this trend is kind of carrying. All right. So as you can see that this blue line is basically the difference between the 12 and 26 day EMAs, or exponential moving averages, and the smooth line basically that you see is nothing but the 9 period exponential moving average of this blue line, not the entire price thing, but just the blue line, which is indicating the difference. So here is the key, that it is not the entire price, but only of the MACD line itself. The blue line is called the MACD line, and this red line is just called the signal line. All right, which is nothing but the 9 EMA of, or the 9 period exponential moving average of the MACD itself, not the whole entire thing. All right, so let's try to see how this is used, all right, in normal trading. It is believed that when the MACD line crosses over the signal line, which means when the blue line, which is the actual MACD line, crosses from below and it crosses the the red line, generally, let's for example say at this spot, all right, then this supposedly is considered to be bullish, and actually we saw that at the same time we saw this up move as well. And the other times when the MACD line, which is this blue line, crosses over from the upside to the downside of the red line, then it's considered to be bearish. So let's just try to see that and have a marker. Then we're talking about this sequence, and as you can see that this sequence you saw, this is what you basically saw right here. So it's a downtrend and it's still maintaining that downtrend as well. So what we understood is that it is believed that the MACD line crosses over the signal line from the bottom to the above, then it is considered to be bullish. And when the MACD line crosses below from the signal line and it was above before, then it's considered to be bearish. This also shows the strength of the trade, very similar to the RSI. Because if both the MACD and the signal line have a steep kind of slope and both are rising rapidly, this shows that the buyers again have more confidence and they hold more confidence in the current price trend. So if they both were going kind of up above together and continuing that, then the buyers are showing that they have they're very comfortable at buying at those ranges. So it's completely bullish still in that spectrum. The MACD indicator can be also modified and customized again by in terms of length. So you can when you go to format, then there's a fast length and a slow length. You can use this and the signal length as per your requirement. The CoinDCX platform has plenty of indicators, but these two, I think, very common. We use it all the time, and I'm sure that when you start your trading experience as well, you're going to definitely look into RSI and MACD for substantial evidence of where the trend's going, understanding the trend, or using it in your trade strategies. So amazing. Let's move ahead and also see, which I think is one of the key factors that I keep into account, which is volume and open interest. So we'll talk about volume more in the next section.